Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or struggled to recall a word that was just on the tip of your tongue? It happens to all of us from time to time, but if you've noticed it becoming more frequent, you're not alone. Memory lapses, brain fog, and sluggish thinking can feel frustrating, like your mind just isn't as sharp as it used to be. But here's the good news. Your brain is a powerful organ that can be nourished, strengthened, and even rejuvenated at any age. And today, we're going to talk about one simple yet powerful way to do that, through the #1 vitamin for brain health. Before we dive in, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're looking for practical, science-backed ways to keep your mind and body strong as you age, you're in the right place. And if you've ever experienced a senior moment before, let me know in the comments. I promise you're in good company. Now, let's talk about brain health. You might think that memory loss is just a natural part of aging, but research tells a different story. While it's true that our brains change over time, they're also incredibly adaptable. Just like muscles, they need the right nutrients to stay strong and function at their best. And one vitamin, in particular, plays a crucial role in keeping your memory sharp, your mood balanced, and your thinking clear. That vitamin is B12. You might have heard of B12 before. It's often talked about for boosting energy. But what many people don't realize is how essential it is for brain function. Your brain relies on B12 to create and repair nerve cells, support neurotransmitter function, and even prevent cognitive decline. Without enough of it, you might start feeling mentally foggy, forgetful, or even a little down. Now, here's where it gets tricky. As we get older, our bodies don't absorb B12 as well as they used to. In fact, studies show that up to 20% of people over 60 are deficient in B12, and many don't even realize it. That's because the symptoms can be subtle at first. Feeling tired, having occasional brain fog, or noticing small lapses in memory. But over time, a lack of B12 can have serious effects on brain health, even increasing the risk of dementia. The good news? Getting enough B12 isn't complicated. It's found in everyday foods that are not only delicious, but also incredibly nourishing for your brain. And in the next part, we're going to talk about the best sources of B12. Foods that can help keep your memory sharp, your mind clear, and your brain feeling years younger. So, we know that vitamin B12 is essential for keeping your brain sharp, your memory strong, and your thinking clear. But here's the exciting part. Getting enough B12 doesn't require expensive supplements or complicated diets. In fact, some of the best sources of this brain-boosting vitamin are probably already in your kitchen. Let's start with a classic favorite, eggs. Eggs are like little powerhouses of nutrition. Not only are they packed with high-quality protein, but they're also one of the best natural sources of B12. The yolk, in particular, contains the highest concentration of this essential vitamin. That means if you've been skipping the yolks in favor of egg whites, you might be missing out on some serious brain fuel. And don't worry about the old myths about eggs being bad for your heart. Modern research has shown that they're actually a great addition to a balanced diet. Now, if you enjoy a hearty breakfast, here's another great option: salmon. Salmon isn't just a delicious fish, it's a brain-boosting superstar. Not only is it rich in B12, but it also contains omega-3 fatty acids, which help protect your brain from aging. Think of it this way. Omega-3s are like oil for your brain, keeping everything running smoothly and preventing mental rust. If you're not a fan of salmon, Other fatty fish like sardines and trout also pack a powerful punch of B12 and omega-3s. Of course, not everyone is a fan of seafood, and that's okay. There's another delicious option that might surprise you: beef liver. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Liver? Really? But hear me out. While it might not be the first thing on your grocery list, beef liver is hands down one of the most concentrated sources of B12. Just a small serving provides more than enough of your daily needs. And if you're not too keen on the taste, there are ways to sneak it into your diet. Adding small amounts to stews, meatballs, or even blending it into ground beef can make it much more palatable. But let's say you prefer something a little more familiar. In that case, dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are also excellent sources of B12. A glass of milk with breakfast or a serving of yogurt as a snack can go a long way in keeping your B12 levels up. Plus, dairy products contain other nutrients like calcium and vitamin D, which support overall brain and bone health. And finally, for those who prefer plant-based options, fortified foods can be a great solution. Many breakfast cereals, plant-based milks, and nutritional yeasts are fortified with B12, making them a simple and effective way to get this essential vitamin, especially for those who don't eat meat or dairy. Now, here's the important part. Eating these foods regularly can make a huge difference in how you feel. More mental clarity, better focus, and even an improved mood. But what happens if you're not getting enough B12? And how do you know if you might be deficient? We're going to break that down next. So, we've talked about the best foods for getting enough vitamin B12, but what if you're still feeling sluggish, forgetful, or just not as mentally sharp as you used to be? How do you know if you're actually low in B12? The tricky thing about B12 deficiency is that it doesn't always show up in obvious ways. At first, the symptoms can be subtle: feeling tired even after a good night's sleep, experiencing brain fog where you struggle to concentrate, or noticing that you're more forgetful than usual. Some people even experience mood changes, like feeling more anxious or down for no apparent reason. Over time, though, a B12 deficiency can become more serious. Some people develop numbness or tingling in their hands and feet, which happens because B12 plays a crucial role in keeping your nerves healthy. Others might feel dizzy more often, have trouble with balance, or even notice a slight yellowish tint to their skin. Now, if any of this sounds familiar, don't panic. The good news is that a simple blood test from your doctor can determine whether you're low in B12, and if you are, there are easy ways to fix it. For some people, increasing B12-rich foods like eggs, fish, dairy, and fortified cereals is enough to bring levels back to normal. But for others, especially those over 60, food alone may not be enough. That's because as we age, our stomachs produce less of a protein called intrinsic factor, which is needed to absorb B12 properly. This means that even if you're eating plenty of B12-rich foods, your body might not be getting all the benefits. In cases like this, B12 supplements or injections may be needed. The good news? These options work quickly and effectively. Many people notice a difference in their energy levels, mood, and mental clarity within just a few weeks of increasing their B12 intake. If you suspect you're not getting enough, it's worth talking to your doctor to find the best solution for you. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to appreciate what this really means. Taking care of your brain isn't about preventing aging, it's about thriving at every stage of life. Your mind is just as capable, just as powerful, and just as sharp as ever when you give it the right fuel. Small changes, like adding more B-12-rich foods to your diet or addressing a deficiency, can make a big difference in how you feel every single day. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. If you've ever struggled with brain fog or memory lapses, share your experience in the comments below. Your story might just help someone else. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on staying sharp, strong, and healthy. Here's to clear thinking, great energy, and a brain that stays as vibrant as you are at any age.